I can't believe that I'm filming this video. This year has gone horrifically fast. Hey guys, it is Em. I'm sat in my uni room, which won't be my uni room for very much longer. We are moving house. I don't know if I've actually said that. Actually moving house for third year, so this will not be my background, which I'm actually really sad about because I really love this bedroom. It's a really lovely room, so yes, I'm kind of, it's bittersweet to actually leave. Hello to any of my lecturers who are watching this, because I heard that you all watched last year's one, so you may well be watching this one, so hello. This year's video is me sitting down talking about second year. This video is going to have a very specific focus on myself and the course and what I've learnt. Don't take my word as gospel, because funnily enough I don't speak on behalf of everyone. I sat down and filmed this video this time last year and I didn't expect it to get such a good response as it did, so I thought I'd do it again this year. So I've officially finished my second year studying press and editorial photography at Falmouth University. I'm 21 years of age and I will be going into third year in September, which is terrifying. That means I literally have 1 year left living in the most beautiful town, surrounded by the most beautiful, wholesome people. It has been a very up and down year. That's kind of the best way to describe it. There's been a lot of massive highs. There's been a couple of really low lows too. Your academic year, kind of what my personal limits are, I think, which is a good thing. And if Dave is watching this, he will be very happy that I'm admitting that. But I think I officially know just how bad I can get when I'm really stressed. It's more about what you do outside of the course rather than the course itself. If any of you are coming to Falmouth, I'd advise watching the first video first. So the same structure follows as first year does. You have 6 modules and they're split 3 into first semester, 3 into second semester. I always see it as it's 1 practical module and 2 theory per semester, but other people kind of think the split's a bit different. That's how I see it. Semester 1, you have 1 module that consists of an essay and a presentation, which is led by Tom. You have 1 module which is a 12-part portfolio. However, I don't know whether this is going to change for the following academic year, and you had to shoot and create a portfolio of those 12 things effectively. So it was things like sport, food, fashion, portrait. For that module, your practical work was worth 80%, and then you had a 20% written report that went alongside it. The other module was multimedia. So that module was, you had to create 2 multimedia pieces. There was no writing involved. It was literally just you had to make 2 multimedia. They both had to be under 5 minutes long, I think. For second semester, we had 3 modules again. One of them was we had to create like an online or like a physical thing in groups. It's kind of hard to explain. We created a platform called Brez. I will leave it linked down below, but hopefully that's something we can continue into third year. You have short form and long form as part of 1 module, but then you also have to do like a series of photos as part of like a newsroom story thing that you get assigned, and then you also have to submit a multimedia video. For my long form project, I submitted a conversation with in physical print form, and this is something I want to continue into third year. And as you guys know, it's a project that I work on my YouTube, but it's basically a zine that I made out of recycled paper. It's got loads of text written by my beautiful friends. For my short form project, I created a series of gig shots. For the third module of second semester, again, it was another essay and presentation thing. This time I actually really enjoyed writing the essay, so at least something has changed in the 2 years I've been at uni. The idea of first term of second year is that you find the thing that you like to do the most. One thing that my mum can never really get her head around is the fact that I'm at uni studying a photography degree, but I have one specialty. I said this last year and I watched back that video a couple of days ago, and I was like, it's so funny how now my sole work focus is portraiture and music. I have said this and I will say it on repeat. I think Falmouth Uni and this course is what you make of it, and I think that is the crucial like thing to know. I finished the year with a 2-1, which I'm over the moon with. To be honest, I don't think that it would be achievable for me to get a first. Our tutors might be watching this and be like, you're talking rubbish. With the amount of stuff I do outside of uni, which I think will actually help me in better stead for when I graduate, like things like YouTube, for example, I think that actually doing more and then also really enjoying uni, a 2-1 is just ideal. There's definitely modules and there were definitely times this year that were not good. It's a lot of work. Like, I really enjoyed second year, and I said that to someone the other day and they're like, the fact you enjoyed second year shows that third year should be a bit more of a walk in the park. But I really enjoyed second year. A lot of people didn't like it. The overwhelming feeling of my year group was that they didn't really enjoy second year. They really didn't enjoy the 12-part portfolio and being made to do things they didn't know how to do. You also have to do a placement as part of the year as well. It gets submitted as part of semester 2, but it can be done anytime throughout the whole year. It doesn't sound like much work. Like when I say it like that, that doesn't sound like a lot of work, but trust me when I say that it is. I find that I submit a lot of the work that I do as freelance work, self-motivated. It's very self-driven. Our tutors are great. I have very high standards and I will push myself to go and shoot more and do more, but that's just the way I've always been, and my work ethic has always been like, get that bread. Gluten-free, but get that bread. So this year we finished term on the 7th of May, I think, and we had our uni awards night, which I vlogged. That was so much fun. Press awards was great. I think this year I enjoyed it a lot more. Last year I didn't really go, but this year I've kind of found a group of people on the course that I really feel like I bond with, and I've become such good friends with a girl called Annie, who is now one of my closest friends. I've become much better friends with people in the year below me as well, and same with the year above me too. I feel much more part of the course than I did in first year, and I think that's really important. I've spent a lot more time in uni, and I think if you watch my weekly vlogs you can tell 9 till 4 most days, or like 10 till 6. We did some cool things. We went to New York in first term of second year. That was really fun. Went for a week, and that's kind of where like a lot of friendship blossomed. I touched briefly, I did have some quite low lows. I got to the point a couple of times where I realised that I was had taken on too much work and I did not know how to balance everything. In second year we have lived in a student house. Again, if you've watched my videos you will know, but we've lived in a student house. By the time this video goes up I think I will probably have moved out, so I can say we lived on Old Hill. Don't come find me because I don't live here anymore. It's kind of like up from McDonald's, so it's about a 10-minute walk into town from where we live. The only reason we're moving out is because Shadia, who we live with, is moving in with some people she lived with in first year. I live with 3 boys, 2 of which lived with my ex-boyfriend from first year. Everyone is friendly, so that's all cool. That's Sam and Liam, and they are great. They're such wonderful boys and I adore them. And then Theo, who's the other boy I live with, is on Sam's course, and Theo's obviously also great. So I'm gonna have to deal with them being so incredibly messy, which I already know they are because I've done it for a year. I'm still working at the Stannery, which is where I worked in the entire first year. I worked there for the whole of second year too. I've since also signed a contract, so I now work for Maine, which is like the on-campus like photo agency, and I also am now a digital ambassador too, so like I make videos for the uni and they put them up on their YouTube. And also since September I now make money off freelance work, so I effectively have 4 jobs. But I was like updating my LinkedIn today and I was like, wow, I do so much. Like my LinkedIn is thriving. I talked quite a lot about student life in the video I did sat in the same place with Liz that went up a couple of weeks ago, so I'm not going to talk too much about student life. I can't begin to explain to you what it's like living here because words don't come close to even trying to explain. I wrote a blog post about it up on my website, so I will leave that link down below. They've thrown 5,000 students into a tiny Cornish town and said go, and students have been creative and thrown themselves into this new world, and they've made a thing out of a tiny Cornish town. It is spectacular, but it's also what you make it. If you don't work for it and you don't put yourself out there, I think it could be a very lonely place to live. Because I've had the best time and I don't want to leave next year, like at all. Like this year I've done mad things. Like I hosted my first like event. I've been on the radio. I've been part of a podcast series. These are all things that I've done that the course hasn't asked me to do. It makes it sound like I'm talking out my arse, which I'm not, and I think that's really crucial to say. I feel like I'm at the bottom every single day. I went on tour a couple of times this year as well. This is me in the back of a van. There's Buddy and me on tour. Okay, I asked for some questions about uni. I'm gonna quickly answer some of those. Well, a guy called Hamish Kale, who's on MNHP I believe, asked me if I have any ideas for projects for third year. I do, but I know that there are some thieving people in this uni who like to steal ideas, so I've learned to keep things to myself. One thing I will say, because I know that if people take it, this is mine, but I'm obviously working and building on a conversation with and going to make that into a much bigger print run. Is there a lot of work for photography at university? This is dependent on what photography course you're doing at Falmouth, and 2, how much you want to put into it. My friend Liz, who was in the previous video, she's first year on BA photography, and she has not stopped, like, at all year. She has grafted harder than most people I've ever met who are a first year. She has worked so freaking hard. If you want to put the work in and you want to succeed, there is a lot of work. For our course, you can get away with doing the bare minimum and you'd probably be fine. I'm looking at coming to Falmouth and wondered if you had any advice. Just enjoy it. Calm down for an open day 100%, because you won't understand this place until you've visited it. My friend Tom asked me what skin products do I use. I don't really. I moisturise with the Nivea Soft white pot cream thing, and then I sometimes wash my, well, I always wash my face, not sometimes, I wash my face with the Neutrogena pink grapefruit one. When did you know that you wanted to pursue photography? I always loved photography at school, but I thought I was going to end up doing like a degree in English Lit or history or something like that. I went and did an art foundation, and after my art foundation, like about 3 months into my art foundation, I realised that I'd be really dumb if I didn't go to uni. Any advice about moving to Falmouth? Really check out where you're living. If you're living in Glasney, make sure you try and join one of the group chats and like just intermingle with random people. Hello? Hello? I'm mid-filming a video. I was like, who the frick is in our house?
Hello, I'm
Shadi's been away.
Wow, I look like
I would say if you're moving to Falmouth, try and make friends with people who live in the same student village as you before you come. But if you are moving into like a random house, just chat to people. Find it hard juggling uni work with the other stuff you do? Yes. Why did you pick your specific uni accommodation? I picked, Falmouth is a really small uni, and there's only about 4 student accommodations. There's only 2 that are walking distance. There's 3 that are walking distance to the uni, and 1 that's literally on campus, and that's the one I chose. How did you decide you wanted to do music photography and not another type of photography? I don't really know. I just kind of ended up taking photos of bands and realised that I really wanted to do that. I was inspired by quite a lot of other photographers before I came down to uni, and that's kind of why I focused on music. But I do still love taking photos of other things. I did a shoot a couple of days ago with my friend Hannah, like taking photos of all of her textile pieces, and it was like loads of still life work, and I loved it. Would you ever sell any prints? Yeah, I'd happily sell prints. The only thing is, most of the work I make is of people, and most people don't really know the people. Most people who would buy the prints don't know the people in the photos, so I wouldn't, I suppose I'd only do prints if people wanted the photos of the people. If you have any questions, please drop me a message on Instagram or Facebook. No, please don't Facebook me actually. Instagram, or leave them as a YouTube comment, and I will do my best to respond. And I hope the person who has this room next watches my videos, and then they can think, ah, that's her room. Yeah. Bye guys.